Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to now the, well, technically fifth, although for most people it'll seem like the fourth episode of Season 2 of Legend of Korra. Uh, I enjoyed this episode. Um, just because when you take it in context, again, this is Legend of Korra is just one of those shows where they can get away with stuff when you really break it down. Like what's involved in. It's one of the shows I must say on Nickelodeon, and for children's shows in general, although I don't watch too many nowadays, but comparing to what I was growing up with, really deals with terrorism kind of heads on more than any other show in an extremely mature manner. We're seeing a bit of that in this episode where there was a bombing, and they're adding apparently to the mystery, at least giving like Mako something to do as a cop. We actually kind of really see him as a cop this episode. Outside of that one scene we had seen in episode 1. And they're kind of found some purpose for Bolin rather than to be pure comic relief. He has some sort of skill set, should we say? I don't know. So basically this episode, Peacekeppers, it basically centers around Korra trying to rally support. Probably her now going too far. Probably overall in the story, it's going to be her going too far in the direction of supporting the South. Although, really looking at the South, they're pretty much 100% in the right. They were invaded by an occupier who had basically usurped the throne. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. 100% on their side. So, we'll see where they're going with that. But obviously, as the Avatar Course, supposed to be more neutral, more not picking up sides. And of course, the way it ended, I'll get into the ending in a little bit. But going back to what I started off saying about what's it about, we have one of the characters, Sasami, who basically is now getting paid. Very excitedly that her company is being paid because she's now going to be supplying war machines to the rebels. Yay! One of our main characters is a war profiteer, and they rather hit that heavily. And now I guarantee you later on they'll make this some sort of comeback, or it'll be some sort of character thing, like, look what you did. Maybe. I could. Then again, this show has gotten away with some kind of crazy stuff. Genocide, her suicides, rather a lot of violence. Even on Nickelodeon, slipping in early, even with an Avatar, killing a named character. In season 2, the era of the original series. So if for what it is, at least on American children's shows, very, very edgy. So maybe they will just go with that and never even address the whole, you're a war profiteer now, with Asami. But we'll see how that goes. They kind of... Though I would like it if they addressed a little bit of the... when Korra goes to the president of the United Republic and kind of says why you can't send troops, they really should. I would have liked it if they did a little bit more of a callback to the previous season, and it's only been like 6 months, and goes, we just had a major revolution. There are still equalist factions out there. Like, we can't send out a military. We're still recovering. The public, there's still tensions simmering. Things are calm, and things are going in a good direction, but we cannot get into an external war right now. That would have been any part of that, like just doing a little bit of a callback to, like, it hasn't been a year since we had a major revolution. We're in this is not something we need right now. It would have been a nice little nod to remember, there's equalists and stuff out there. Which, by the way, I'm curious if they're having this. There was a bombing, of course, at this Southern Water Tribe Cultural Center that they were having a peace march in front of, And of course, Mako's picking up their firebenders that did it with an electrical device. I'm wondering if it's going to come about that they're either like Equalist remnants or Varric arranged that. Be curious how they push him. But we will see with that. We'll see how they go. It's nice that they remembered the Dark Spirits also, of course, made a return with her. You know, at the very end, we finally had her from what was really a heavy dialogue. I shouldn't say, yeah, scene. Heavy, not the scene, episode. It was mainly a very dialogue, character-driven episode. Of course, we have Mako and Korra break up. You kind of know they're going to get back together. The only action scene, of course, at the end is a quick chase scene with the cousins, and of course, the one cousin is now like really upset that Bolin had left DC. There's some character problems they had with that. That wasn't as well established. Although I guess probably character-wise, it's not that she liked or cared for Bolin. It's the fact that she was dumped was more of the problem. So we'll see how that goes. But I am kind of questioning why any of them are bothering with the using motorboats or anything, because apparently they're going to like jet themselves along, no problem. We'll see how that goes. Anything else to talk about? Yeah, well, we'll also talk about the end. Of course, they finally... Hey, oh yeah, remember those Dark Spirit stuff? Yeah, here's Cthulhu. They had that little fight. It was nice to remember. Kind of like, oh yeah, there was that whole Dark Spirit thing. So hopefully that'll be playing more of a role in. And at the end of the episode, Korra's basically consumed by the Dark Spirit. So I'm wondering if she's then in the next episode. Maybe we'll be in a spirit realm, possibly. We'll see. Will we be getting the two? Well, we know there's those two episodes where we're going to see the original Avatar coming up. We'll keep an eye out for when those. I think those are starting to come up soon. She's probably going to go into Spirit Realm, and something in there is going to trigger her to see the first Avatar and to remember, how to resolve these issues. And of course, she was on her way to the Fire Nation, which maybe we will actually see Zuko, a old Zuko, and the Fire Nation nowadays. Will she get the support? We don't know. So it's things are progressing. I'm liking it. Even though there wasn't as much action, like I said, it was a very good character, and not character, even plot development. The plot is progressing. I once again am apologize that this review is coming out a little late, because if you watched my review on Gravity, I went to go see that yesterday. Because, again, like I said, Nickelodeon really, I've talked about this at length, Nickelodeon's messed up with the timing on that. And even with this review, it's been pushed back, me recording this for about an hour, because I decided to watch the Hell on Wheels finale. And yes, I do watch other shows that I don't always record. There are select shows that I do reviews on. Mainly because to review every show that I watch, it would be a little ridiculous. If you picked up this one's a quick one, again, because it's not much to talk about. The plot is progressing. So that is Peacekeppers. We talked about stuff coming up. Again, Gravity, I've kind of hit on what I am going to be doing in the future. I know 10 minutes for most people is a full-length review. For me, this is really short. Definitely catch this episode if you haven't. If you can't find it online, you're not that good at the internet. So catch that. If you like the review, subscribe. The same thing I say at the end of every episode. It's getting old, and I'm tired because it was a long day. Went down to LBI for a really crappy festival, but that's a whole other thing. Yeah, went down. for what was supposed to be a chowder fest, and not a whole lot of clam chowder at the chowder fest. Kind of disappointing. Again, that's a whole other shit and caboodles. So signing off for now, guys. Of course, I'll be back next week. Maybe I'll catch the Friday episode. Maybe I won't. Sayonara.